Hey everybody, this is Sherry with CPR, Craft, Pray, Repeat. And I'm here today with some cards that I made from Imagine That Digistamp. And I will put a link in the description box for the store, as well as this image set. And if you use the code Sherry15, all caps, SHERRY 15, and I will put it on the screen as well and down in the description box. If you use that code, you get 15% off any $5 or greater purchase. And you guys, most of you know that I make cards for Mariah and Jesse's old teacher. And so she contacted me. I was talking to her the other day, and she told me that she had ran out of cards, and I was like, oh no, because I never wanted her to run out of cards. I can never repay her for her kindness to my children and her all that she did for them, and she ended up using a bunch of her cards to send out, notes and things during the time they were preparing for her son's wedding. And so I wanted to do something, and I wanted to do it quickly. And you guys know my sugar's been a mess, and so I've been really weak and tired, and I knew there was no way that I was going to have time to sit down and color her a bunch of cards. And I didn't want to just give her 2 or 3 cards. I wanted to give her a nice stack to get her, started back up, and then I will continue on with, making them and, getting them to her at a later date so that, she can still continue to send out her cards, because I know she loves it. So what I did was I went to the file that I have, and I opened it up, and I can go ahead and this comes in black and white, and I can color it up myself, and I have colored them up before in the past and done some cute Christmas cards. I did a birthday card. As a matter of fact, here's the birthday card that I had made. Then I colored it myself. This was mine, and that's one that, though, if you look in their store, all of their things come with pre-colored images, and I never thought I would ever use those, and now I'm like, woohoo! I can do this, I can do it fast, and I can get this still out and still make it personal for someone who, if I had to color them, I couldn't have done. And here's the Christmas one that I had made for her as well. These 2 I colored, and it took me a long time to get them done. Now let me show you what I used, or what I made very quickly using the pre-colored images. I did this one first, and I just used a stamp set. I didn't really intend to do a full video on these. What was the name of it? I'll put it in the More Essential Sentiments, I think is the name of the pack from MFT that I got all of the sentiments off of. This one I just cut and layered up a couple parts of the image, and I layered up the beak and the hat and the inner tube around her, and it just says, "You are the sweetest," and I left them blank on the inside. This one I used a die from Cat Scrappiness, which I just love those. Now I didn't do anything but print this one and cut her out, and it says, "The world needs more you." And it's blank on the inside, but there's the border from Cat Scrappiness. And I'll put a link to those dies, because I really love them. I used them several times in these cards, because I didn't want them to look like I didn't, that I just threw them together. And you know, to be honest, I felt guilty because I wasn't coloring them, and I'm thinking, you know, this is crazy, Sherry. You don't have to feel bad because you're not coloring them. I was still able to make her really pretty cards, and I know she's gonna love them. And most people are not gonna know whether I colored it, or if it came out colored, or if I did this, or if I did this one. Most people aren't going to be able to tell because they're not crafters. And so I'm trying to learn to quit beating myself up, folks. I'm working on it. It's a slow process. And this one says, you make life fun. And I just put a pink with a black ribbon, and then the sentiment, left the inside empty. Now this one, instead of cutting the whole thing off where you see the back part, I just cut off the blue and left the white there, so you know, you really can't tell if it's like this one where it's, you know, already cut off, or if it's like this one where the card is together. And it says, you are loved a lot. And I love that stitch border. Isn't that gorgeous? And in that set, there's like 4 different styles. Now this one's just super plain, pink background, the flamingo, the ribbon, nothing on the inside, super easy. What I did was I went through all of my pre-cut panel pieces and pulled out colors that I thought would match the flamingo, and that's what I ran with. And there's one of the other borders. Aren't they gorgeous? I'm not kidding you, they're gorgeous. And now this one I went through 2 layers, and it's fine, except my plates are getting pretty bad and I need to switch them out. And so because this is that real thick 110-pound cardstock, I can see, nobody else is going to see, but I can see where my machine put some of the imprint into the paper. So now I know just to line them up separate, but that, you know, like I said, I know nobody else will. It's just, I'm working myself up into a tizzy over nothing. It says, today I caught myself smiling, then I realized I was thinking of you. And this is from a different set. I apologize. I don't have all the information out because I really didn't plan on sharing these. And then I realized that if I felt guilty about using pre-colored images and feeling like, well, I wasn't really putting, you know, I wasn't giving somebody my best, that maybe somebody else felt the same way. And I sat here and I prayed about it, and I was like, you know, this is silly. You know, if this is the best I can do at the time, then it is my best. And I shouldn't feel guilty about giving cards with images that I didn't color, or, you know, I didn't do anything to. They're still pretty cards, and I think they still look nice, and I think they're still pretty. And so I just wanted to encourage everybody to, you know, when you go to Imagine That Digistamp, not only, you know, check out the store, you'll love it, but realize there are a lot of the images come with a colored one and a black and white for you to color. And so I just don't want anybody else to feel like me and feel guilty because we felt like, you know, we weren't giving our best because we used the image that was already colored. Because right now this is the best I can do. I've been sick, and I still think, you know, that I'm giving her a beautiful product. And this sounds bad, but Christy from Imagine That Digistamp, she did all the work. I'm gonna get all the credit. That's not good. Sorry, Christy, but I mean, it worked out perfect, and I don't want anybody else to feel the way I feel. And I want Jens to realize that if this is the best you can do at the time, then you're still giving your best to the people that you give your cards to. And I'll get off my soapbox now. And here's another one. This one was even just more simple. The the Flamingo, and then You're My Favorite Person to Hang Out With. And I used a cream colored base on the inside. Now this is one of the background papers. See that? Isn't that adorable? That come with the set. And I just cut out from a die that I have, and I doubled it up, made it thick, and put it across there. It says thinking about you. Nothing fancy. And then this one I die cut the word hugs. Can you see that? Let me see. Can I see that? I don't even know if I can see that. There it is. I'm like right up against the monitor. And I just cut it out and layered it up, and it says I miss your hugs. And that's on the inside, and I just put some pink there and put this on top and then layered it all in. The same with this one. It says hello friend. And again, this is just, I just printed out the paper. As far as I know, now if you want me to find out, I will, but as far as I know, you can only print these out at 6x6 without distorting the size. But if you can print it out, you know, in an A2 size card size, I can find out for you. If you're interested, just let me know. But I just printed them each out in the 6x6 size. And this is the last one, and it just says be happy. And I really just love the flamingos. I love that paper. And what I do love is now that I have this, I will always have flamingo paper. I'm like, woohoo, happy dance, happy dance, happy dance, woohoo. And so, and I'm going to go ahead real quick because she's coming and try to take some pictures of these so that I can put them at the end of the video so that you guys can get a closer look. But I just wanted to share with you what I had done and share with you my thought process behind using the pre-colored image and how like crazy I am because it shouldn't have bothered me to begin with. But after thinking about it and praying about it, I know now that I'm still giving my absolute best. It's just at this time I was very sick, and this is my best. And I know that it's not going to make a bit of difference to Candy, that she's going to love them just as much. It's just some crazy hang up that I have. So, and I'm hoping that, you know, by sharing this with you guys, if I'm not, you know, if I have this hang up, then maybe somebody else does too. And that we can realize that if this is the best we can do, then this is our best, and that's good enough. Alright guys, I just want to encourage you to do your best. You know, the Bible, I try to live my life like everything I do, I'm doing for the Lord. And so I think that's where the feeling came in that I wasn't doing my absolute best. But God knew how sick I was. And He knew that at the time, this truly was the best I could do. And and I know that God doesn't want me to feel bad about it. It's just me beating myself up. And so I just, you know, wanted to share that with you guys. And, you know, maybe I'm the only crazy person out there that feels this way. But like I said, everything I do as if I'm doing it for the Lord. So I want to give 110%. And when I did these, this was the best. This was my 110%. And that's it. I'm going to grab some pictures real quick, and that way I can put them at the end so that you guys can get a better look at all of these, because I know I went really quick. And that was about it. I just wanted to remind you to practice your CPR, craft, pray, repeat. Thanks for visiting me today, guys, and happy crafting. Bye.